Big Dudes in the Trenches podcast. This is part 6 of our FCS conference preview series. We already did all the FBS conferences.
You counted.
I don't know how I have a job in accounting, finance and accounting. It's brutal. So we are doing all of the Division I college football conferences. This episode right here is the Pioneer League. And if you're on Twitch with us, of course, that is the best way to watch the show live with us. You can ask questions during the show, and we'll try to talk to you, all that good stuff. If you are checking us out on YouTube, you can still see all the graphics and stuff because we're going to have some slides for the Pioneer League. And then you can also check us out on bloodlineentertainment.com. Very exciting stuff.
Bloodlinenetwork.com.
Oh my gosh. I will get it right eventually. It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and Tug will serenade you with those links at some point in the future. Just hold on tight.
That's what
I
we
gotta
hope
say,
anyway.
it's nice to see Scorebot going off again for us. It's been a long time. I know it's only the preseason, but I appreciate that Scorebot is bringing its comments to us.
I despise it because it's 3-2 right now.
That's what an amazing score. I absolutely love this right now.
Are the Eagles and the Browns playing baseball?
Yes.
No, they're playing hockey.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not that enjoyable.
It is.
It's not America's pastime.
Oh, man, if the Browns better not be anybody's pastime. Let's be honest.
They're
let's go ahead.
Pastime. What are you talking about?
They're my past, not my pastime. Let's go ahead and jump into the Pioneer League, as I said we were going to do, and then we got off track, side railed. Here is the BDT 2023 preseason Pioneer League all-league team, not really all-conference team. Call themselves a league. It is what it is. Same difference. Let's go ahead and look at, I don't know, where do we want to start here? Honestly, this is kind of all over the place. I don't know if there's any one extremely dominant team that's over the top great at everything like there have been in some other conferences.
So
I noticed that Presbyterian's punter is nowhere to be seen on this list.
Jesus.
You are correct.
I'm going to start this with the fact that this is St. Thomas's, second, maybe third year in Division I, and they're making up a good chunk of this all-conference team. It's outstanding to me. And again, these are the guys that were kicked out of their conference for winning too much and by too much.
Yes, you are correct. It is their second year in Division I, all the way up from Division III, an unprecedented move in NCAA history. They are ineligible for the playoffs for the next couple of years still for NCAA reasons, and they would have been in the playoffs last year.
They will bring more money.
No, they won't. Nobody pays for FCS playoff games.
Is Real Mitchell just returning kicks for San Diego? Is he going to be playing quarterback as well?
Mostly returning kicks. He plays a little bit of everything. At some point, you might see him all over the place, but mostly returning kicks.
This is the dude that was recruited to play quarterback for Iowa State and went to Iowa State.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What the hell?
It happens, especially at the FCS level, man. It happens.
Iowa State's FBS.
I know.
Yes, but he ended up doing something different at the FCS level is what he's saying.
Yeah. Now I've lost my train of thought. I was thinking, yes, St. Thomas would have made the playoffs last year. They did technically win the Pioneer League last year, but since they're ineligible for the postseason, according to NCAA rules, it ended up being a coin toss between Dayton and Davidson for the automatic bid to the playoffs. If I remember correctly, Davidson got the go-ahead.
That frustrates me.
Yeah. It's not ideal. Not ideal. But I really have no idea who is going to come out on top of this conference this year, unless it is St. Thomas again. I mean, they have one of the best linebackers in the league, Jonathan Bruce. They have, I would think, far and away the best running back, though I did put James Lewis of Morehead State on here as well. I don't know. It's
Morehead, you say?
way
God
better than
damn
Less
it.
Head.
Fair.
It is better than Less Head.
One team that intrigues me more than anything this season is actually San Diego. For the most part, because of their head coaching situation. So they, if you kept up with this in our Discord, which the link is scrolling across the bottom or in the description somewhere, join the Discord for all great things. But they fired their head coach and released a statement saying that he retired instead of being fired. And so the head coach came out and said, "What the fuck are y'all talking about? I did not retire. They forced me out, the little suckers." And then it was like way late in the process. So they're like 2 months behind the normal coaching carousel at this point. And then they come out with a grand slam of all of the coaching carousel for any level of college football. And they pulled the head coach from the Colorado School of Mines. He just won the D2 national championship. And now he's coming to San Diego, where they have needed somebody to help them get to that next level. They have not been actually legitimately a threat in this conference, honestly, since Jim Harbaugh was running the show here. Like, this is a completely new era for San Diego. And I know the roster isn't stacked right now, but I'm looking forward to see what they can do in the next couple of years.
No, that's entirely fair. There's still going to be a transition period to get the coach in there and get him settled, but bringing in somebody like that is definitely going to help you.
Unless anybody else has something to add here, I say it's time to go ahead and jump to our tier list. The very exciting and definitely going to be evenly spread across the tier list. Yeah.
I think that's more accurate than the last one.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Starting off with Butler. Not really that good. Not going to lie.
I always
not a
forget
football
they have-
school.
Like I say, I always
Yeah.
forget they have a football team. That's one of those schools that I just assume is basketball only. They
Well,
might have better luck
that's
next year.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, it is.
But it's also a them problem. All right. Davidson is up next. Davidson is another basketball school, honestly.
As is Dayton.
Yeah. But Davidson is pretty good at football.
But are they really good?
Dude,
Like,
I don't
so-
know. I can't tell.
What I'm looking at with this is in this conference, they're going to be up near the top of it again. I don't see them taking a big step back. I'm going to put them in really good because St. Thomas is still not eligible for the playoffs. Davidson has a good shot of making the playoffs. So I'm going to put them in really good.
Yeah, but is that actually fair? Like in the landscape of the FCS, I don't think Davidson.
So again, we said we were going to
top 25.
I agree, but we had said we were going to apply this differently per conference last week.
I know we did say that, but it doesn't mean we have to say that this week.
Yes, it does.
No.
You can't
It absolutely
changing
does
the
not.
rules at me.
You 100% can, because it's going to lead to reactions like this, and it's worth it. On that note, they got.
I honestly
vote
think
raised.
it's more fair. I think it's more fair to call them a tough out.
That might be more fair in the grand scheme, but like at this rate, we're not going to have anybody in the top two. Well, we'll have St. Thomas and really good, but then nobody's really a playoff contender.
I think that's fair.
And I want to put St. Thomas in the playoff contenders.
Then we should. I don't give a shit that
Yeah.
the NCAA is stupid and won't let them. Davidson
actually-
went to the playoffs as the representative for this conference and got boat raced out by Richmond, losing 41-0.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah, they don't get to go in really good.
So
I'm not sorry.
So I did figure out why they're not eligible until 2026 for the playoffs. And it's because it's a 5-year transition. So I think because they don't technically meet requirements for NCAA Division I yet, they need to upgrade their facilities and stadiums. They gave them 5 years to do that.
they shouldn't have let them in if they needed to upgrade their facilities and stadiums. That
They
pisses
couldn't-
me off.
The issue is they couldn't stay in Division III. Nobody in Division III wanted to play them anymore.
Yeah, there
I
is
mean,
a whole nother
Then
division
they
in
should
between
be allowed
there.
to compete in Division 1. Yeah.
Put them in Division 2 for a little while and then let them upgrade the facilities. That's
Look,
certainly an option.
They were supposed to go to Division II first, but because they skipped it, it's a 5-year transition, not a 4-year transition.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's all bullshit. While
I'm
we're
not-
talking about them,
yeah.
I guess let's go ahead and throw them up here because let's be real, they should be playoff contenders. They are legitimately very good.
You know what's going to make me laugh is when they finish their ineligibility for FCS, jump into Division 1, and then they go up to the FBS.
They're not that big of a
Uh,
school. We'll never be able to do it.
That's one thing. And then two, what conference would take a school in Minnesota right now?
The Pac-12.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Sorry. The Pac-4.
St. Thomas is the real savior of Cal football. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So let's talk about the Dayton Flyers.
That's
Dayton,
another
most
very
recently is probably most well known for producing Adam Troutman, who got drafted by the Saints. Other than that, they have missed out on the playoffs. That's another thing they're known for.
on a coin toss.
Yeah. So I want to put them behind Davidson. I think it's
They lost
most
that
fair.
coin toss too.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do this. Who won last year in that matchup, Dayton or Davidson?
Let me look.
Because that's whoever goes
Yeah,
ahead.
give it a second because the internet sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was Dayton, and then it was a coin toss, and Davidson got hit.
Yeah,
Sure,
Dayton won the
head-to-head.
game 20. Dayton won 24-23.
God,
Yep.
that annoys me more. Dayton goes ahead though.
I know. I remember that annoying you last year.
Like,
Now that you say
you
it.
have a head-to-head. Why are we going to a coin toss?
Because fuck you in particular.
Because fuck you, that's
All
why.
right, fair enough.
Oh man, the Drake Bulldogs
Are not
Dude,
that
I gotta
bad.
be honest with you. When I'm looking up Drake logo PNG, I always get that stupid fucking owl that Drake, the person, has as his logo. So I gotta be very particular when I talk about Drake University.
Drake's a
Fuck
Canadian,
you,
not a
Drake
person.
the person. Drake the Canadian. Are they not that bad, or are they better luck next year?
We can't just put
Not
the
that
rest of
bad.
these schools. I was gonna say we cannot just put the rest of these schools in better luck next year.
We can.
We totally can.
We definitely can. And I think that's probably what we ought to do with Marist.
Yes, 100%. That one I agree with.
Probably behind Butler, too. The
Yep.
Red Foxes, which have a dope logo, but have a dog shit team. Moorhead does go above Less Head, as we've already discussed, but do they go above anybody else in this tier list? That is the real
No.
debate.
No, not at all.
Is Presbyterian punting this year?
Yes, but that doesn't help them. They'll be doing that quite a bit, actually. Hopefully they get a good one somewhere, somehow. I think it's fair to go ahead and throw San Diego in the not that bad. Like, even as I was talking about their previous head coach, not living up to the standard of past San Diego Toreros teams. I mean, it's not like they were losing every game. They were still close to 500, roughly.
Yeah.
I would say in front of Drake even is probably
Yep.
fair for the Toreros.
I want to put them in tough out, but I need to see a year for them.
Definitely.
We should have created our own tier for Dayton that is like the toughest out.
I mean,
Coin toss out.
Can if you want to.
No.
Change it right now. Nobody's going in pretty good or really good out of these two. I'll tell you that.
Coin toss out.
No, nobody's. I would say, what is that? Is that Stenson? put them in fucking better luck next year.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say about there.
Right about there.
And I gotta say too, whenever I hear Stetson, I always think of Texas, but they're actually in Florida, which confuses the hell out of me. But it is the same. It is the same family who makes the cowboy hats. The Stetson family is from Florida. Their hat company is in Florida, and that just doesn't sound right in my head. So
we've got a dude whose last name was Ball that made Ball State and mason jars.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a dude that made hats and opened a university and called it Stetson. Cool.
Yeah. Accurate. Also, this is the first nationwide conference. It was not the Big Ten. So the Pioneer League, Florida to San Diego to, the Twin Cities to New York and Marist to all over the place. This is a wild league. And then Valparaiso. Oh, man.
Ahead of Presbyterian.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty accurate for Valparaiso. Hey, Solomon Davis is good. You have a wide receiver out there. Unfortunately, you need somebody to throw the ball to that wide receiver, and you need a line in front of the quarterback so that the quarterback has time to throw that wide receiver. I don't know that you have either of those things. So you have a really talented wideout who can't prove that he's a really talented wideout. That is an unfortunate combination of the factors.
I will say, you did not lie to us. This is the most evenly distributed conference if we just take out that bottom rung.
It's the most evenly distributed that we're going to get today. By far.
That bottom rung will be filled.
Very possible. Very possible. Oh, man. So, yeah, we don't think the Pioneer League's going to be all that good, but this is our honest preview of the conference for you guys. Thank you so much for checking us out. And if you're on Twitch, yet again, stick with us for a bit while we transition here because we're doing another one. Stay on the line. But if you're watching us somewhere else, go check out another conference preview. You can find us on YouTube, find us wherever you find your podcasts, all over the place. Bug and Tug, you got anything to add before we move on to a different conference?
Yeah, that score got more disgusting. It's now 5-3.
I mean, that's not any better.
That's why I said it got
more.
Cleveland
Fuck the FCS for allowing teams to be in completely separate conferences just for football, but then maintaining primary conferences for everything else. Annoys the shit out of me. Because I was scratching my head. I was like, when the fuck did Drake leave the Missouri Valley? They didn't. They just play in the Pioneer League for football, which is probably better for them than if they played in the Missouri Valley, but also they'd probably be better if they played better teams every year. Same thing for Valparaiso. This is fucking stupid.
There are teams in the FBS who have a primary and then play for a different conference as well. So,
yeah, like Notre Dame in the ACC and Notre Dame in the Big Ten for hockey. And we could keep this going with just
Notre Dame's a horrible example.
And Navy and Army and Air Force has like 4 different conferences that they're in.
That's just because most of those don't sponsor hockey.
Yeah, stop including hockey into it.
No, I must.
Everything.
Exactly.
It does not.
Yeah, we're talking about football. This is a BDT. There's big dudes in the trenches, not big dudes on the blue line. Get the fuck out of here.
New idea.
No. That's enough out of you. We're moving on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Seriously, check out another conference preview.
In 5 seconds?